in our world today.
It's just chess. Chess game.
Yeah.
Just like we play here.
Yeah.
Chess game. We try and make a move to get Emma going. And then she cusses and her mom gets mad. Welcome to Cue the Mic. I'm Darren Worth.
And I'm the handsome Randy Twyford, thank you.
Handsome.
Yes, very much so this morning. I got good
And
aura.
And I'm Emma Derflinger, and this is episode
98.
98. Yes,
98.
98. I forgot.
Hey,
It's been a while.
whoa. Wait, stop the press right here. What the hell is that shirt you got on?
Randy, we do this every time. It says, damn it, Randy. I save it for moments where you say something that you probably shouldn't. But
I've never seen you wear it before.
I have worn it before.
Oh.
We had this
fuck.
conversation on the podcast once.
Oh.
Randy, you're
Never-
just.
I think
you're
we even
just
named
like,
the episode, Damn It, Randy.
Never mind. I've had too much coffee today, I guess.
Yeah. Emma, you're looking a little blurry today. I hope you don't pull this crap you pulled last time.
Do I really?
Where our
I'm not
where
blurry
our
on my
listeners,
end.
where our
Yeah,
listeners
you are.
got shorted of 20 minutes because,
God.
man, I got hate mail.
Oh, really?
I apologize,
got
okay?
WTF. What the hell? They said, what I think I read that to you.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Here, I'll see what it says. It was old Parrot Head, who's a loyal follower. He says,
Loyal.
what the fuck, Emma? Lost 20 minutes of audio on the podcast? I'd make her go to Walmart and do her own damn shopping as punishment.
I'm
with you.
Okay,
So I'm with you.
I would like to still... that episode was still 50 minutes long. So,
Well, they lost
it's not
20
like
minutes,
we shorted
evidently.
you guys. Yeah, I can't help that. I tried to get it back, okay? I tried. It didn't work. I'm
Obviously,
sorry.
it didn't work.
My headphones died. My recording got lost. And unfortunately, the conversation seemed weird without me in it because I said a lot in the last 20 minutes. So,
And she
just
had,
had
and
cut it.
she had, and Emma is, what do I want to say? More technologically advanced 5 times than Randy and I combined.
Exactly.
okay.
Okay,
We're
well,
just,
maybe
we're
Randy.
just simple fucks, Darren. As far
I'm
as
not
technology,
trying to come up
we're
with
just-
excuses, but my headphones, I was using my AirPods, which I've been doing a lot more lately, and I don't know how you guys do it. My AirPods, one of them died, and I thought, oh no. And before I could even, I checked how much battery they had, and it said the other one still had 65%. So I was like, okay, well, I can still go through with one headphone. Not even a minute later, they were both dead. And I was like, ah, fuck.
You know,
Fuck.
with AirPods, they have this little thing right here.
Yeah.
See this right here?
Isn't that
Emma?
something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I charge
See,
it.
right here?
I
I
I got
charge
a
it.
little
You
charger
plug
right
it in,
over here.
like this morning.
I
was
charge
here.
mine too.
Like this morning, I was here setting for the podcast at 5:15 this morning. I came and got the podcast studio set up because
Studio.
I'm always running late for breakfast, right? And I'm
Right.
like, ooh, AirPods. So I plugged it into the old charger for 2 hours, and then
Well, they weren't fully-
Then I fought the damn podcast. My camera. Oh my god! Half hour it took me. Half
Really?
hour screwing around
I'm
trying to get
telling
my
you.
camera.
Pull the
So don't
goddamn
make fun of me
MacBook.
because I can't don't know how to use a Zoom call.
Pull the
Don't make fun
MacBook
of-
out of the closet and use it. It has a great camera in it.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that last night.
Yeah. It's time to upgrade.
I'm nervous.
That's fair.
I am
But-
I am like big into this Google Drive thing though. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
it's pretty slick shit.
I'm
Game
converting
changer.
everything to Google Drive, but
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Mom
slick
converted
shit.
you. It's a game changer.
yeah. Well, I got half of the stuff.
We
The
run
problem
almost-
is, and Sherry and I had a conversation last night because she was listening to talk radio. She had to borrow my truck. We had a little something I needed to work on at the restaurant. Something wasn't right. So I said, hey, and we're coming back from Matumwa. And I said, hey, just drop me off at the restaurant. You need to go restock drawers at the Jam, whatever. And so she dropped me off, and she's like, well, I'm going to move your seat. Okay, move my seat. Well, I set the memory, and it's still all fucked up. And
I hate
so
when people
anyway,
change my seat.
well, I know, but she had to probably.
He was a grown
but
man.
I know, but still, so she goes through, and I'm at the restaurant, and I'm not sure where I was going with this, but what were we just talking
Talk
about?
radio.
Talk
Talk
radio.
radio.
And
Talk
so
radio.
she's listening to
Technology.
She's listening
Yeah.
to some gal on talk radio, and they're talking about Google versus Microsoft and whatever, and going through this stuff. And I really love Google Drive. I love Google Sheets better than Excel. I love all that stuff. But the problem is now with a business, we have every manual, everything is based upon Excel and Word in all these manager drives and everything. Well, that all has to be converted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure, then you have to have Gmails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so now all of a sudden, okay, what happens to Darren at SmokeyD'sBBQ.com? Right.
Well, you can
How
have
do
it
we
forwarded
deal with
too.
that?
You can have it
But-
forwarded.
But you forward, but then if you reply to somebody, then,
Does it come back?
So-
to
so it's
Gmail?
just- it's just
Yeah, but
huge.
you just-
And my computer guy's going, hey, you could use OneNote and OneDrive, same thing. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not the same thing. It's not near as user friendly as Google is.
Right, and your tech guy is very like, oh, it's better security, but it's not like that different. I don't feel like, and fuck, Microsoft is a pain in the ass, and you can't share it as you can't.
Oh yeah,
like it's
you
not,
have to remember to save stuff and whatever.
Yep,
so
it's
Right.
not-
I agree.
there's
it's
a
not-
whole podcast that I'm going to listen to. What's her name? The Kim Commando show.
Oh, I like Kim
Mhm.
Commando.
You
I
like
just
Kim
listen to her-
Commando?
Yes, she's very interesting.
Okay,
Love
well,
that.
she was talking about Google
forgot all
Drive
about
versus
her. That
whatever,
was-
and supposedly there's a big corporate Google Drive thing that you can set up for like $6.99 a user, whatever. I
Yep.
mean, he was concerned about the security, but I'm like, I'm not so concerned about security, but
Yeah, so
I'm-
that's
I'm
what
still
we use at
learning.
work.
yeah, I need to
we're
get
all
mine
Google.
organized. I need to get mine organized. I got shit everywhere. Because if you don't get that shit in files and folders,
Yeah.
it becomes a mess
Mhm.
quick. But even Amanda's saying, hey, I updated this. Did you see it? I'm like, well, no, because I don't go back and look at document. I mean, is there anything that notifies you that, hey, this document's been changed?
Yeah, so you can, so there's a way to leave comments. So mom could just leave a comment and tag your email and say, hey, updated this document on
Well,
the
that's
thing,
what
and then-
that's what I said.
it'll
Anytime you
email.
do one, just reshare it with me so I can click on it. And
Well, you
go.
don't have to
So-
reshare it. You just have to. So there's a little button on the side where you can just. It's a little plus sign. Hit add comment, and the mom can just type at Darren whatever. This document has been updated, and then it'll send you an email saying, "Hey, you were tagged in this." You can go look at it. You can mark
Yep.
it resolved. See the updates.
That's what I
bada
do
boom,
with
bada
my
bang.
pictures. That's what I do with my pictures that I upload to Drive.
Google Photos.
No, I keep them in folders on Drive,
Okay.
and share
Yeah.
them with.
I have
my,
all the Smokey D stuff.
college kid.
Yeah,
my
I have all the
social
Smokey D
media
stuff on
person.
my Google Drive.
Wow.
I'm a big Google advocate as well. But you want to
technology.
know what? So
Tech time.
I've been using. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm in an AI class at DMAC.
Oh yeah,
Intro to AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last week we got to do a little assignment where I got to use ChatGPT versus Google Gemini versus Microsoft Copilot, which are all three different AI tools.
Uh-huh.
Google Gemini. I kind of like it. I kind of fuck with it.
Well, this morning I was on Grok.
I mean, well, and like there's a bunch because I had a friend that was telling me I should check out like DeepSeek and stuff like that. But the Google Gemini, I mean, I had to do like a pros and cons list essentially, and ChatGPT is definitely like ahead of the game still, but Google Gemini is creeping its way up there. Microsoft Copilot, I still think has a long ways to go. It's pretty new, but
I heard this Grok thing is like the best thing since sliced bread.
okay.
But I'm sure it's
That's what they say about everything.
I'm sure it's very controversial in today's world.
I mean, I haven't heard of it, so
You haven't heard
couldn't
of
tell
it?
you.
Well, there's a guy that created it. His team created it, which never mind.
Oh, okay. So it's controversial. Got it.
Well, he has electric cars running around.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, so instantly eye roll.
That got somebody in trouble the other day, didn't it?
What?
The
you
eye
get somebody
rolls.
in trouble.
Zelensky.
Who? Oh,
When he was at the White House and they caught
Okay,
him
we're
rolling
not
his
talking
eyes and
about
all
that.
that.
Yeah,
We're
Caught
not
that little
talking-
fucker.
I did see some things that people were really coming down hard on Trump just
We're
for
not-
on Trump advance or whatever, and then they said, but then we went back and watched the whole 53-minute video, and we apologize.
Really?
Yeah.
Right? They said if you look at once again, if you look at the snippets that the Main Street media played, then
Legacy
it looked
media.
really bad. Like, boy, they're a bunch of dicks, right? Why'd they do that? But then if you watch the whole 53, it's like don't read the headline, read whatever. And I saw a couple of people said, you know what? We actually took advice. We went back and watched the whole 53-minute video, and they did exactly what they should have done. Pretty interesting shit.
Yeah. In our world today.
It's just chess game.
Yeah.
It's like we play here.
Yeah.
Chess game. We try and make a move to get Emma going. And then she cusses and her mom gets mad. No, she doesn't.
I was gonna say my mom doesn't get mad. I mean, there's been a couple times where my mom will be like, "Dude, you were mean," and I'll be like, "Whoops,
Yeah.
sorry."
I don't know. Randy, I'm always mean to Randy all the time. He loves it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm just a whipping boy. That's all
Just
I am.
a
Whipping
whipping boy.
Yeah.
I hate that. But anyway,
So Randy, last time
Randy.
when we talked about 6 months ago,
Yeah, 6
Seems
months.
like-
it's been 2 weeks.
So tell us about Beef Expo.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Illinois Beef Expo, and it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, and the high on Thursday, which is the slowest day, which really turned out to be a slow day, the high got up to 9 that day.
Was it
And
chili in the truck?
Well, the funny part of it is it was chilly from about between your knees and your waist. No, it was cold from about mid thigh down, and then the rest of the way up. I mean, it was really nice because we had the flat top running. I had the flat top running of a morning doing the breakfast burritos stuff, which were a success, massive success.
Really?
And
That's what I was wondering. We haven't. Randy and I haven't talked. Normally we talk a lot.
Yeah,
and we
those.
haven't talked.
And we found out. I figured out the right way to do them, and I had them in cryovac bags. Had them made up in cryovac bags.
Yeah.
And so I had 6 to a 16 by 24 bag, and had them cryovac'd. And what I would do is throw them in the microwave for about 12 minutes.
Took that long. Wow.
Yeah, I did the 10 minutes, and it didn't heat them up enough, and they had to be on the flat top too long. But you put them in there for about 12 to 15 minutes, and they were hot. Then put them in the warmer and let them set in the warmer as you suggested for about 20 minutes. So they kind of chill out in the heat way, and then put them on the flat top and
crisp them
up and made them look nice, and then just wrapped them up in aluminum foil in the foil wraps and put them back in the warmer, and it worked so damn slick it was pathetic. I forget. I think we sold 60 something or 70 something of them.
Wow,
all weekend.
Yeah, so when we were trying to figure out how to cater, because we're still constantly playing around with breakfast catering, and we've been trying to figure out how to do, because we'll get some way early morning caterings that are 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and so we're trying to figure out, we can't bring in a whole staff to build these breakfast burritos. So one day I was sitting there going, and it took us a couple turns, but why don't we just bake off the hash brown and eggs and meat and all that stuff in a pan, and then we'll chill the pan down. So we put a pan liner, it chilled the pan down, and then we flip it out onto a table and we cut that hotel pan into certain portions. So
You can
like
get the right number is about 20.
right. So exactly. So we cut it into half lengthwise, and then we'd cut 10 pieces per side, and that would make a jumbo burrito. Right.
Huge.
And so we'd take this burrito and you'd take this slice of egg bake, if you will, that had hash browns and everything. You put it on a tortilla and then you crumble it up so it's not just a big turd.
Blob.
You crumble it up and then you drizzle queso over top to give us some moisture inside of it. And then you roll it up and then we wrap them in foil and then we put them in the convection oven for like 15 or 20 minutes and, put it through the convection oven. Then we throw it in the warmer because the outsides want to get hot. The insides aren't all the way. But when you put stuff in the warmer and let it hold for a little while, it tends to even that out. So we were playing again this week testing because that burrito is so huge for catering. So we went to a 20 for the jumbo burrito, and then we went to a 40 to make a decent sized 6-inch burrito that I think is a regular burrito. It turned out great. And then we went further. We cut the pan into 80 and made individual tacos out of it and just rolled the tacos over it and wrapped them in foil. And so Amanda was testing, and we have standard procedures for a jumbo burrito, a regular burrito, and tacos. And we just put the tacos individually wrapped, and then we can just throw them in the oven and heat them up. And they don't get super hard. They don't get, and so for doing tacos and stuff, just going to make it a lot easier because we literally can do that entire process in, heat it up in no more than 20 minutes and then a little bit of warmer time. Right. But she held these burritos in the warmer for 4 hours and came back and tasted them. She said they were just amazing after 4 hours.
Well, these worked out. It worked out so slick, nuking that bag of them for 12 to 15 and then letting them set and then putting them, get the flat top going and
put a little crisp on them.
Now, I did a couple since we had the fryer going. I deep fried them.
Ooh, your little chimichanga.
Ooh. And I almost the last day did all of them fried, but I was like, no, I better not. Word had got out about the burritos. And so people were coming back and saying, hey, so-and-so told me these breakfast burritos are really good. So I didn't want to fuck with it. So, but what the nice part of it was I could be at the register and just go like this, reach around into the warming cabinet and grab one out. And people didn't have to wait or anything. They could be right on their way.
So did you do brisket in them or did you do something else?
Just did pork sausage.
You did pork sausage.
Yeah, pork sausage. Yeah,
I'm going to have to get you down some of my pork sausage seasoning or, because that way you can make it a lot cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have that. Now I got to get it bottled, but it's on my to-do list. It just hasn't made it near the top.
And an update on Starlink. Had Starlink running solid for 4 days and was running an Alexa off of it, running one of those off of it for tunes, and then the Square or the Toast POS, not one hiccup.
Nice.
And that was the Starlink Mini.
Correct.
Hotspot.
Did you have to do a speed test on that at all? Did you have to do a speed test to figure out what kind of?
No, I
didn't. You'll have to go hook to that network because it does have a hotspot attached to it, right?
Yes, it is got one built into it that gives you Wi-Fi.
But you can still plug in your toast.
Right, and I can still run a cord down to it into the toast. And we got it mounted on the roof of the food truck. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sherry was asking about the other day because MediaCom went out like twice last week, and she's like, why don't you just get that Starlink? And I'm like, okay, well, probably need, she goes, can you get a discount for one for the motorhome for the summer? And then we just shut it off. I'm like, well, anything's possible. It's just money, right?
$50 a month. $50 a month is for what you can get one.
And you were $3.99 for that, or $4.99 all in?
Five altogether. Well, no, I added some extra. It's $4.99 or $500 for the equipment.
$500
and then it's $50 a month, and you can. And the thing of it is, you don't have to call a number to have it shut off.
Yeah, you can do it on your phone, right?
You can do it from the app on your phone.
That's always nice.
And
yeah, so I'm probably going to give a hard look at that, and I just got to figure out the cabling. So the Starlink, and so you got the Starlink that cables that comes into the truck,
right.
And then does it go into any sort of module thing or at all, or no?
No, it goes straight into the Meraki router.
So is it a cable or is it a Cat5 cable that goes right in?
It's an R24 or whatever like that. It's not a Cat5. Well, no, it is a Cat5. It is a Cat5 that goes straight into that Meraki.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how do I get it into my house. I know how I get it into my house.
Yeah.
I was hoping to just hook onto the MediaCom cable coming in, but it doesn't sound like I want to do that. I probably want to just run a new wire.
Well, because they have their wiring is made to plug into the receiver where your Bluetooth Wi-Fi comes out of, and it's a sealed thing, so weather won't bother it or anything. A sealed plug-in.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
I might get on there today and just order the sumbitch, because that's the only way it'll get done.
Well, for the RV,
Amen.
would be just the cat's ass.
And the wind is, and maybe I'll get it by Wednesday, because the wind's supposed to blow like 50 or 60 mile an hour again.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good day to get it installed.
Yay.
Yeah, it never missed a lick all weekend. I mean, it's one of those deals. It's like, I got here this morning, and this thing, I didn't have to call someplace to get programming and walk through all these steps and make sure the lights are going right and all that stuff. It just works.
Huh.
And who is it that is behind that Starlink? I kind of forgot. Who is that, Darren?
Don't even start it, Randy. Our ratings are going to either go up or down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I couldn't remember who it was that was behind the Starlink thing.
Why, Darren? Why?
Why would they go up or down?
Yeah. Why?
Well, because half of America is mad that we're cutting waste out of our government.
Yeah.
And he happens to be leading the charge. Doesn't matter who was leading the charge; just happened to be him. It could be anybody else, but everybody seems to.
But he's the one that owned Starlink and had the technology to put that all.
Yeah, right. He's just got some smart mofos that work for him.
Yes,
he really does.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Tesla or whatever, they're just smart ass mofos. And now Grok, the AI thing, but yeah.
5G is faster
Beef
than
Expo.
Starlink, though.
What?
It's not that
What'd
fast.
you say? What'd you say?
I said, according to Google AI, Starlink is slower than 5G.
Well, it very well could be, but then again, and you can buy different levels of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could get a commercial one that costs like $1,200, still $50 a month or whatever, or whatever, $129 a month. They got a whole. I was looking into it for the restaurant too, and I mean they have a 1 terabyte download thing. They have a, huge. I mean you can scale it, so it just depends. Just depends whether you're moving data or streaming porn, I guess. Right?
Mine is at 43.
Why is that? So many other things.
Download is 43.
You could stream.
43 on the Starlink?
Yeah.
And you're hitting that from your office, and the truck is clear out. I know your truck is 100 feet away. It's in the shed?
It's out by the shed.
Yeah. So 200. So you're pulling off a wireless, and you're pulling 43 meg download.
And then 9.7 meg upload.
Yeah, so the upload's what matters, though.
but it's 9.7.
9.7, which is acceptable. I mean, most people wouldn't like it from a gaming standpoint, but we don't
No.
game. We're just moving data. We're all business.
Well, that's
game.
exactly right. I'm on the lowest level you can buy. You can
Because
get
you're
it
just
cranked
moving
up.
data, right?
Yeah.
You're just moving data. That's all you care about. You don't want people dragging it down. So, interesting.
Yeah. So
One
anyway,
less thing to screw around.
Yep. Everything went really well. Like I said, of a morning, I had insulated boots. I wore insulated boots till Saturday because the floor of that food truck is not insulated, so your feet would get cold.
Right.
And but with the flat top and the deep fryer running, that would keep the top half of the truck warm for those for Friday and for Thursday and Friday, those real cold days. And then the air conditioner, it's got a heater built in the air conditioner, and it was doing a pretty good job of circulating that air around. But still, from your knees down, it was cold. And
now it's your knees. Thought it was your waist before. It's just your knees.
It's getting lower every single time.
My fucking ankles were froze solid.
Who is getting a phone call?
I am.
Why is your phone not on Do Not Disturb?
Because I forgot to put it on there.
Yes, mother.
I shouldn't say that. Actually, mine's not on Do Not Disturb either.
Mine's on air.
Who's going to contact me at
Mine's on
9:30 in
air.
the morning?
Mine's on airplane mode because I don't know how to put it on Do Not Disturb.
Darren, it's
But
literally
anyway,
just as easy.
Is
Do we
it?
need to?
Where's
So
it
do you
at?
see where the air? It's in the same spot. So here's your airplane mode button.
Hang on.
So slide
Okay.
your screen down so you know where your airplane mode button is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down 3 rows, and it's the little.
Lock.
Oh, jeez.
I don't
Yours
have
on
that.
the. Hold on.
mine.
Nope, because you're on this thing. So see, you're on this page. You need to scroll up 1, 2.
Yeah, at the top. Yeah, this
Yeah.
page.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then where you see
Yeah.
that little moon, where it
It
says
says
focus.
it says focus.
Click it.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus. So
I'm going to turn off work right now and focus on me. What's that mean?
I don't
I'm
know.
going to make a new
I have
focus.
I have an entire focus just for the podcast. So like you guys can contact me, my mom can contact me, and I think
Well, what the hell? God, when did they come
What?
out with this?
That's pretty handy.
huh?
That fucking
Oh, there she went again.
That's Stephen Jobs. He was a smart son of a bitch too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, the
Those-
cold weather had a little bit of a. We were down 12% over last year.
12%, but I tell you, with 9-degree temperatures for last year, you had beautiful weather. If I
Oh, it
remember
was
right.
beautiful
Yeah.
every day. There was a hell of a crowd up there every day. And the interesting
Yeah.
part is I'm seeing a move of people going from our cheesy potato casserole to mac and cheese.
Really?
Yeah. Which I don't know whether it's just
Interesting.
people are more familiar with mac and cheese as compared to
I don't know.
cheesy
I feel
potato.
like mac and cheese is just like such a comfort food that
Yeah.
like on
And
a
our-
cold chilly day.
and our
Cold
biggest
chilly
mover
day, mac
of
and
the
cheese
whole-
sounds good.
and the biggest mover of the whole weekend was our Big Mac Daddy, which is our mac and cheese with pulled pork and barbecue sauce.
That's good. At the Beef Expo.
Yeah, at the Beef Expo. Followed up by the farm, which is our potato casserole with
Yeah,
burnt ends.
I really need
Did
to
anybody
get
ever
those
try to,
on
like-
at the restaurant.
Did anybody try to switch the Big Mac to like I don't want pork. I'd rather get like burnt ends or brisket. Can they
No.
do that?
I think I
Oh.
did have one person, but the big change is people will get the farm with pulled pork on it instead of burnt ends.
All day long.
Yeah,
Same
that's-
price.
that's-
Regular price.
I was gonna
$4
say
for a-
same price, but
Well,
Same.
yeah, and because we upcharge on the burnt ends for on the
Right.
farm,
yeah.
or for if they want to put burnt ends on the Big Mac Daddy, there is
Yeah.
an upcharge for that.
Huh.
Darren, did you see the speaking of upcharges? Mom and I went out to lunch yesterday. Did you see her text message?
Yeah, Bix and Company.
Yep. And they do, the split charge fee. They kind of do it. Their way they do it's pretty smart.
That was very creative. So we have a problem. So every bad review we get at It's My Jam has nothing to do with the food service, anything. Everything has to do with people are pissed off because they want something for nothing. Right? They want to. They get mad because they'll order a sandwich and want another plate. And right on the menu it says split plate charge $5 because split plates don't pay the rent. That's what it says on the menu. But people get pissed off and they lie. They get so pissed off. They'll order in the breakfast restaurant. It's tough because we may have talked about that, but we have one thing where you can, for like $6.99 now with the egg or whatever, maybe it's $6.59 or whatever, one egg, one slice of bacon, and a half a slice of toast. And people want another plate so they can split it. Right?
One egg, one slice of bacon, and half a slice of toast?
Yep. Or they'll have a pancake, a little small pancake. You get a senior meal. We created the senior meal, very small portion
still
meal.
Want to split it.
And then people want to take it and split it. Right? Oh. And it just boils my ass. And I'm like,
that one's a little crazy.
But I'm like, you know what? Just fucking piss them off. I don't care. Charge them $5 because I don't want somebody that only wants to spend $3 a person in my restaurant anyway. I'll fill that seat with somebody that wants to spend somebody else.
Right.
So they just don't get it. Now if you allow, but once in a while a waitress will give them a free plate, and all of a sudden the next time they come in, like, well, they let me do it last time. They let me do it last time. They let me do it last time. And now all of a sudden you got all this confrontation instead of them just saying, here's the rules. Now, Bixen Company, yesterday, and I'll pull that up because it was pretty interesting from a split.
Now, who's Bixen Company?
So it's like it's just a restaurant over here in Des Moines.
Not a chain.
So Mom and I, I don't think so. Mom and I were trying to dissect their menu.
So what they did was it said split plate charge available only on select items, includes an additional side of your choice for $4. So they said, you can split it. You can split a plate. We're going to give you a split plate, but you're going to get stuck with another side or $4. Or no extra side is $2, side upgrade charges. So they're saying, hey, and a side here was, I'm guessing a side's probably $4 at a restaurant like that. So they're saying, if you buy more, we'll let you split the plate for free. But I'm giving you that extra side. Or if you don't want it, then I'm going to charge you $2. So the problem we have is with breakfast, but I do like doesn't apply. Split plate charges don't apply to certain items because we would put that really cheap value menu item. Because we have people at lunch, we have huge sandwiches at lunch, right? And people are coming in and they're wanting to split the sandwich because they can't eat it all. Well, but if I could get another $4 out of that, including a side, then I would, now all of a sudden it's $14.99, let's say, or $13.99, $14.99. Well, if I can get $18.99 out of that meal by adding another side to it and splitting the plate, then I'm fine with that. Right? Yeah.
Well, and
but I'm not fine with splitting a $6 meal and everybody getting it for $3.
Right.
And the way that they had it set up, the only items that you could get, because like it said, it was only on select items. The only items that you could get that you could split were items that they didn't have a half order or a full order for. So like they had like a half a sandwich or a full sandwich. So you couldn't split those. You can't do the split plate charge on those.
Was it very clear on how they did that on the menu? Because we have our daily... We have our daily special that even a half order is a huge portion. And then people are coming in wanting to, like hot beef sandwich. We charge $12.99, I think, for hot beef, all the fixins, whatever. Or a half is like $9.99. Well, they're wanting to split the $9.99. And we're like, no, you can't do that. Well, I can't eat all this. Well, then take it home.
That's what you got styrofoam containers for.
Yeah, people that don't... That's a whole thing in itself. But
we're dealing with a bunch of older people.
I felt like it was pretty clear that, I mean, my sister got a half order of one of the sandwiches, and it was pretty hefty, and it still came with the side. We think it still came with the side. My sister kind of ordered it weird, so.
Huh.
we couldn't fully verify that, but
Wow. So Randy, anything else? We won't get caught up in split plate charges.
yeah.
But anything else Beef Expo wise? Overall good?
Just everything went good. Had the right amount of help up there for us, so we weren't overtaxed but not undertaxed, and had 3 caterings in the up at the Beef Expo also.
Yeah. Nice.
So that helped into the bottom line some, picking up some of the stuff for being a little off a little bit. But I told them put us down for next year.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And but the cold weather had an effect on us by no means. I mean,
Yeah.
just the crowd that was out there. All the other vendors bailed. A pizza guy came in at the last minute, but all the other vendors, food vendors they had a coffee guy and a sweet tea that did Danishes and stuff like that. They all bailed. So
Yeah, it's interesting you talk about pizza guy, so you know how hard when we first started this restaurant, we took the breakfast pizza that she sold like 5 a week off of the menu, and there was a big revolt and people revolted.
right?
Guess what we're going to put back on the menu?
Are you really?
Yeah, and we found a way to do it that we can actually cook a pizza in 4 minutes in this oven.
Uh-huh.
And so, we've been testing all kinds of different pre-made par-cooked crusts. And we found one that's decent, but that's really not made from scratch. So now we're looking at, are we going to do our own crust, make our own crust? And then I need a dough press, but we need a dough press to press out our pie shells anyway, instead of somebody, Amanda rolling all these pie shells. So
Right.
I found a dough press I'm going to go look at tomorrow. And maybe we'll use that for the dough press, and then we'll just make our own pizza dough, which is super cheap.
Right.
And then we'll get a certain size ball and we'll press them out and we'll just par cook them. And we took some and we par cooked and then put them in the cooler. We cooled them down or let them cool off, put them in the cooler in a Ziploc bag, took them out the next day, practiced a pizza, and it was still really crispy in our time.
It did still crisp up nice.
Yeah. So we're going to do some build your own. I mean, we're going to try and come up with a couple signature pizzas, but yesterday we played around with a queso topping on the pizza with cheese and chorizo and red.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Red pepper and onion on it. It was really
Wow.
good. The girl, I took it to corporate office. I didn't eat any of this, but took it to corporate office and they mowed them down. Then we also did a kind of a hangover one that had sausage gravy as the base with cheese,
nice.
with ham and I did with ham and bacon on it.
Nice.
It went over well, but we're going to do a build your own pizza too. So you would just want a capicola and cheese pizza. And so we were playing around with shredded American cheese and mozzarella and doing that. And I think we're going to probably mix both those together and do a combination cheese on the top.
Right.
But since we shred our own cheese, it melts like really good.
Better than pre-shredded.
Oh, I'm telling you, a side note, we'll just go boom. We went to breakfast yesterday at a different place called the Perk Up Cafe in Des Moines. Very nice breakfast restaurant. I mean, it's just a mom and pop strip mall out in West Des Moines. And so I met somebody there and we're going through and he ordered an omelet, right? Mm-hmm. And the omelet came out and I ordered an omelet too, but I don't do the cheese. So I had a spinach and mushroom and a little bit of ham in my omelet. He had ham, Swiss or whatever, and he had cheddar cheese in his omelet. He comes out and his cheddar cheese isn't melted, okay, inside the omelet. And he's eating this omelet and he's like, God, this fucking cheese isn't melting. I'm like, is your omelet hot? And he goes, I can hardly eat the omelet, but the cheese on the inside wouldn't melt. It was like no melt cheese. I mean, halfway through his omelet, he's picking up and cheese is falling all over the place.
I'll be damned.
Because it wouldn't melt even though the omelet was hot. I'm like, boy, they must be putting some cheap ass cheese in there.
No
kidding. We never have a problem with cheese melting inside an omelet. I mean, it was like crumbly cheese falling. Every time he took a bite, he had cheese coming down the front of him. I'm like, have you ever looked at this?
And you think that's a sign of a cheap cheese?
Oh, I guarantee it's a sign of a cheap cheese.
Okay.
Too much.
Interesting.
I make an omelet every morning for breakfast.
You do?
And yeah, And
What do you make?
Yeah, what
I
are you putting
do
in?
use
Give us the
egg
secret.
whites, and bacon pizza topping, and shredded cheddar.
Just
Sounds
bacon
yummy.
and cheese,
Yeah,
bacon
that's
and
it.
cheddar omelet.
And
That's
I never have any trouble with the cheese melting, so it must be we got a little better quality cheese.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
she melts right out the side, so.
Huh. That's
I was
nice.
just gonna say.
What were you thinking, Emma?
I can't remember. I was gonna say something and then I lost it. Oh,
We're
what a
getting
shame.
damn it Emma shirts.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why? What am I doing? I don't say anything super inappropriate. That's why I have the damn it Randy.
It's almost
this-
summertime. This next week it's supposed to warm up.
Well, yeah, warm up in snow.
Yeah.
Well, we aren't getting the snow, so.
Now, at first they were talking snow. Now they're talking rain and 50-mile-an-hour, 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow.
I can't wait for my vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be 80. Oh, it'll be in the 80s. Hopefully. By the time I'm
Hopefully.
in Dallas.
They
Good old
don't know
Dallas,
what
Texas.
they don't know. They don't know what it's going to do.
What in the fuck?
Checking
I had an
voicemails,
important
Randy?
phone call. Phone call.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let it slide this one time.
I think I got butt done.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to rain. And be in the 40s this week in good old Des Moines. Well, 60 tomorrow.
Yeah, 60 tomorrow. You wonder
And
why
then it
nobody can get over their colds and shit because it's 60, and then this morning it was 19 when I got up.
Yep.
When I left
High
the
today's.
house at 5:00 this morning, it was 19.
Yep. Yeah, the temperature. The low today was 18. High today is 48.
Yeah, just stupid.
Just fucking stupid.
Well, things are looking good for, somewhat good for St. Patrick's Day celebrations on the 15th.
St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th.
Yeah, but it's a Monday
Well, it
this
is,
year.
but
So.
parades and stuff are on the 15th. We're going to do the St. Patrick's Day parade in Springfield again.
Oh my goodness.
That's been kind of my somewhat project, figuring out projections on how much of everything we're going to need.
What are you guys doing for... So, did we talk about this last week when we talked about holidays? Randy, do you do any Lenten specials on the food truck?
No.
No. Boom. Done.
Done. Finished. Over with.
We're still putting ours together. We were talking about that early this morning in the
Actually-
breakfast restaurant. We're still Ash Wednesdays,
it starts
Wednesdays.
in 3 days.
Yeah, I know. So we got tomorrow to figure out what we're going to do, and Tuesday to take pictures, and Tuesday afternoon to go, God damn it, Haley, hurry up and get this done. And nobody does
God.
it. Ash Wednesday's really for fasting anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and
We don't really see a lot with
it doesn't really start
fasting.
until... Yeah.
Friday.
You already have Lenten specials.
Yeah,
So,
I don't really
for,
have
like,
to
the
change anything
restaurant.
at Smokey D's because they never went away.
Yeah.
See, that's the beautiful thing about not going away. But at the jam, we just
Yeah,
have a fish
Randy,
sandwich.
stupid.
So we're gonna do a fish and chips, and we're talking about doing we do tuna salad at Second Avenue. We don't sell a lot of it. I said, well, let's
you guys took that off the menu.
I don't think so.
Oh, not the tuna salad. I was
We
thinking
took
of the shrimp
seafood
po' boy.
salad po' boy, but anyway, so then we'll do
Took off.
the tuna salad. I think we're going to take up to the jam too, and maybe do a tuna melt.
Ooh.
And I had a really good tuna melt somewhere here not too long ago, and the tuna melt was
sounds good.
tuna that had no mayo in it. It was just canned
Ooh.
tuna inside a grilled cheese sandwich, and I actually preferred that.
Huh.
Huh. Oh, grilled cheese sandwich sounds so good.
Well, so I was thinking a tuna melt, and so we're going
hungry.
to play around with, because if you put the tuna salad in it, then first you got to make sure it gets warm all the way through, and when it gets warm, it's just goopy and all over the place. Where this is just had a bunch of cheese in it, but it also had tuna.
Interesting.
So we got to do that. Fish and chips. Yeah, we got plenty of work.
Hey,
to
I
get
got a
done.
question for you. As a man about the world and a seafood expert.
Connoisseur. Yeah,
Expert.
Yeah.
just
Expert.
ask me.
Lobster
Let's hear it.
po' boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is $23 a piece for them pretty high?
But no, they're running. That's actually
no.
pretty cheap. Most of them.
Is it
that you
really?
see
Yeah.
Anyway, even in Maine, I
Well,
think the lobster
yeah.
po' boys are running 25.
Okay,
Most of them
I
are-
had no idea.
25
was
bucks in
in-
Florida, $25.99 for a not
Yeah.
a great lobster.
I think
Not a great lobster.
we talked
roll.
about this once
You
actually.
wouldn't do
'cause
a
when I
po'
was
boy
in
though. You would do a lobster roll, not a
lobster
po' boy.
roll. That's
What's
gonna
the
take
difference
forever
between
for
a
me to find
lobster
this.
roll and a lobster po' boy?
Well, so like we do the. Have you ever seen our handhelds at the chicken restaurant?
No.
So if you look at handhelds, we take a piece of French bread and we cut it on the bias. Yes,
Okay.
we cut it on the bias and you can adjust the angle of the knife, of course, to make it however long you want to make your sandwich, right?
Sure.
Now, the more you cut it, the more waste is on the end, but that's okay. We serve French toast casserole, so we'll take all the bread ends we get. So we cut it really thick, like an inch and a half thick, and then we cut it not all the way through in the center to make a sandwich.
Sure.
And then we make garlic bread on the outside of it, but we leave the inside plain. So you grill off the sandwich and then you take that little pocket and you put, like you would put you can buy buns for this, but they're way expensive, or you can just make your own out of French bread.
Right.
And then you cut it, and then you would put your lobster roll fillings in the center of it.
Okay.
And then, most lobster rolls, do you do a cold one or do you do a hot one? Do you do one that some of them come hot that are hot and they're just warmed up in butter? So you'd keep warm butter there and you'd poach it in warm butter.
Okay.
Or some of them would be, you cold, where you'd have like a tuna salad. You'd make like a lobster with Old Bay and celery maybe and, onion and whatever. Don't hold me to the recipe, all you people in Maine, because I know you're going, that's not how you make that. But, a creamy lobster salad as a po' boy. So it's cold. I always get the hot one because I figure the hot one, they have to do it. I figured the cold one's just yesterday's leftovers.
All right. Just curious. I didn't know whether 23 for a po' boy was expensive or not.
No, kind of right in the market, actually a little low on the
This
market
lobster
side.
roll was $26.
Yeah, and that's a really nice lobster roll.
Mm-hmm. Food truck lobster roll, even.
What food truck?
It looks like Cousin's Maine Lobster. I don't know. It was when I was in Charlotte.
Yeah,
But
no,
that-
if you look, Cousin's Maine Lobsters has a fleet of trucks
Yeah.
that they travel around. So once in a while,
There was one in
I was in-
Jacksonville last week.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was in
Cousins.
Charlotte when I had this.
It was in.
Yeah.
They have one
I
that
just
comes
found-
through Jacksonville. I'm just hoping he's permitted.
I just found a bunch of texts I sent you guys while I was in Charlotte of food I was trying. You guys turned me into a food snob. So I was like, "Ooh, this barbecue isn't that good."
This morning for breakfast we went to a different place, and I had a Florentine Benedict, and I just I'm a Florentine guy. Went to homegrown.
Is that good?
It's good.
Went to homegrown.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was very good.
It's good.
So Darren, you had an adventure last week, I believe.
Yeah, was that
Fire
last
and
week
Ice?
or 2 weeks ago? Oh, it was last week.
No, it was
Last
last week.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice. How'd that go?
Well,
How did
I
that
tell you
go?
what, when you go from 85 degrees every day in Florida,
Right.
and then you come home and it's a minus 25 wind chill when you get off the plane.
Holy shit.
I thought it was going to be worse. I thought it was going to be hard to adjust. It really wasn't hard for me to adjust. But then we went north, and I mean, it was out on the ice. It was extremely cold on Thursday. So we went up and we dropped the trailer. We had the trailer out on ice, and we dropped the trailer out there. And I mean, it was cold. The wind was blowing. It was negative wind chills out there, and it was cold. But we were braving it out there. We had Teddy had brought a garbage can or tan put out on the ice, and we were filling it full of wood and all kinds of stuff. But finally, it's like, let's just go inside, But then as the weekend went on, boy, the competition Saturday, it was like 45 degrees.
Really?
Oh, that's not bad.
nice.
So
No.
we were melting a little bit of ice, but I mean, it was cold in the morning still when we lit the pit. I think it was 10 or 15 degrees when we lit the pit.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's probably kind of scary. Is it
Then
scary?
it
I'd be
was
scared.
scary. There was 36 inches of ice.
Is that how
Oh,
much it was?
just
36
kidding.
inches?
Yeah. We had
I'm not
36
scared
inches of
anymore.
ice.
That's a lot of ice.
That's a lot of ice. Yeah, and it
Just
was
kidding.
so thick it wasn't even cracking. I didn't hear any cracking, which is
Really?
crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, normally you hear a bunch of cracking.
Cracking and popping and stuff.
Cracking ice is safe ice, but yeah, some people wouldn't come out on the ice. But our big problem was the ice was so slick.
Ooh.
We had to.
'cause-
People kept falling. We had to go get yak tracks and put on our boots so that we could go around.
Go around.
But it was quite the experience. I mean, we had a lot of fun. The cook went fine. I thought the cook was decent. They absolutely hated my chicken.
Huh.
Ah,
Almost next to last. Hated it. I mean,
Is
4.7s in taste. I don't know. I have no clue. Ribs. We thought our ribs were probably the best thing we put all day. They got 24th out of 42. But all 9s and 8s across the board. So how do what do you do? And then we hit, I think, 12th in brisket, which we thought we had a pretty decent brisket. And then pork's actually been scoring. We hit 4th in pork, and I changed a bunch of stuff. I've been scoring like 8th place in pork. And what do you do when you get 8th place in pork? You're not supposed to change anything, but I changed
anything.
I changed
told
a
me
bunch
that
of
once.
shit. I changed a bunch of shit and got 4th. So now I can run that recipe and see if it'll.
Huh.
But overall, it was
So
it was a good
interesting.
time. Got to see a lot of people that we hadn't seen in quite some time. People come in from Maine.
Really?
The Maine, we got to go to the local. We went to the local watering hole. I drove them, of course, but went to the local watering hole and had fish, walleye cheeks or walleye fingers anyway. Had some pretty good meals. Overall, really good.
Good deal.
Damn.
Really good.
Still a hell of a haul up there, isn't it?
6 hours.
Was that only 6 hours? Yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah, it was just the thing that was different than when Randy and I cooked it kind of in the inaugural years together under Smack Talk Barbecue. Champions, by the way, of Fire and Ice.
Wow.
But anyway.
Why don't we get Smack Talk Barbecue back together? God, that would have been a great podcast name.
Smack Talk?
Smack Talk. Yeah.
I like Q.
Probably somebody's already
Thanks
got
for
it.
asking.
I love Q the Mic. That was Sherry did good there.
So anyway,
wizard
what
with
was the
names.
difference, Darren?
So they didn't have the ice houses available, so you had to cook out of a trailer or a tent.
Right.
Whereas when we did it, we had all those ice houses lined up. And hell, we were in t-shirts, and then you go outside and you deal with your smoker and you come back inside. It was beautiful, but
right. How come they didn't have ice houses?
It's because before they held it when it wasn't. It was the last weekend or right after ice fishing season ended. They were still in the middle of ice fishing season. So.
Okay. So they're all spoken for.
Yep. The old
we did.
and the resort that we were at did a really nice resort. That a bunch of guys had bought, and Ice-80s, and it had 2 golf courses on it. We didn't play golf because there was.
I've heard of that Ice-80s before.
Yeah. So anyway, all kinds of stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff to it. Had a hotel that they opened up just for this. The only problem is we were on the 2nd floor, and your thermostat didn't matter. It had boiler heat in it.
Uh-huh.
So the first couple days, it was like horrible, like 80 degrees trying to go to bed at night.
Uh-huh.
It's 20, 10 and 20 degrees outside, and it's 80 degrees. Well, they took the cranks off the windows. So you couldn't open up your window?
Right.
Yeah, don't worry. I got that window open.
You got her opened up.
So we just left the damn window open, and it was better. But other than that, it was pleasant. It was good. Good time.
So it wasn't at the
all.
original place they had it at.
No,
Okay.
it was up the road.
Okay.
But great complex. Lots of fun.
Good.
Fire
Good
and
deal.
ice.
Fire and ice.
Fire and ice. So now we're hot and heavy into get this Lent thing done, and we're really focused on
St. Patrick's
breakfast
Day.
catering's the first catering
Oh.
we're working on, trying to get the breakfast catering up and going, getting lots of
Okay.
requests for breakfast catering. And we were trying to figure out how to do buffets and all this stuff. And every bit of research I did, everybody just sells breakfast packages for 10. They sell a pan. They don't sell packages. A pan of eggs serves 10, X amount of dollars. A pan of bacon, this many slices of bacon in that pan, 10, for 10 people.
Huh.
Everything is for 10 people. So if you want for 30, you just order and you mix and match and whatever. Now, kind of like selling meat by the pound, I just
Right.
soon sell a per person buffet, because then if it's all inclusive and I can charge $3 more a person,
Right.
then I
Okay.
buy it individually. But the breakfast, we're just trying to figure out, people are going to go, well, I got 15 people. Well, then order more of some pans, not all of them. Maybe order
So
more
you're going to
eggs
go with the
and more
pans
bacon.
deal.
I think we're going to go with the pans deal, just because it's going to be super easy. It's like, here's a pan. Our problem is eggs for 10 is about 32 ounces of egg, really about 40 ounces of eggs. But yeah, 40 ounces, 10 4-ounce portions. So when you're talking about scrambled eggs and you're measuring out, 4 ounces is 2 eggs. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we do 2 eggs, pan. Well, the problem is it only fills a half pan about half full.
Okay.
And that's not right to me. So we either go to a third pan, which is going to fill it kind of, it's the same volume in a half pan versus a third pan. It just makes it look taller.
Looks better. Sure, I agree.
But that pan's a lot more expensive than a half pan. So I'm on the lookout trying to figure out, what's this pan I need that will hold about a quart and a half. So
Huh.
I really want a foil pan that's a quart and a half pan. Now we're going to introduce a food package at Smoky D's too. That's a package for 10 people, because we get a lot of people call in and go, hey, I want to order for 8 people. And we do it. We give them the full buffet price at 8 people, and then we go deliver the damn thing. Well, we lose our ass on it. We don't lose our ass on it, but we don't do what we should, because when you start talking about all your tongs and pans, whatever, you got to spread that fixed cost over 8 people versus the same setup for 15 people.
Correct.
And that stuff's becoming more and more expensive. So we're like, we need to get a package to 10 people. And they say, we got 8. Well, then order the 10 person. Well, what if I got 12? Then just order for 15
Right.
and force them into one way or another.
Right.
So that
But it's their call.
But it's their call. We're not going to cater for 12 people. We're going to cater for
Yeah.
10 according to this package, or we're going to quarter, and you can do this package. And if you think you need more, then just order a couple more meats, some bulk meats, add to the package. Right.
And that's just for
So-
your breakfast stuff.
Well, we're going to try and do that at barbecue too, just for
Are you really?
the 10 person catering, because everywhere you go, easy catering, whatever, everybody's got these packages for 10 people.
Huh.
Now it's just some people serve 3 slices of bacon. Some people do 2, pork sausage, pancakes. What else do we have? French toast casserole, country gravy, ham slices, fruit, loaded breakfast skillet. That's another thing we're working on and we're going to test is, so you take scrambled eggs, instead of making an egg bake, now take breakfast potatoes, put them in a pan, scrambled eggs in a pan, take some meat, some vegetables, mix it all together, and put cheese on the top and melt it.
Right.
So it's like a skillet versus a skillet versus having an egg bake.
Casserole type deal.
Yeah, instead of a casserole. So, but then when we do that, then you have the ability to, hey, would you like sausage gravy? Would you like hollandaise sauce with it? Which, by the way, I'd probably write down that note about hollandaise sauce for the. Well, I'm thinking about it. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just trying to get everything priced out and whatever, because we're getting some demand. And, I'm not sure, because we talked about the ghost kitchen last time, but now all of a sudden the ornery chicken's kind of taken off. It's probably just our millions of listeners, the word spreading.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
maybe-
that's what I was.
Maybe
that was a little
it just got warmer.
Did my mom tell you that that Carter had some of the Crafty mac and cheese the other day. I think it was Friday. And he had the chicken bacon ranch
Yep.
mac and cheese.
Boy, that sounds good.
And he got just as small. She said he texted her and said that was phenomenal, which Carter is not the kind of person to use the word phenomenal. So that was surprising in itself. But he said that it was like the best mac and cheese he'd ever had. And she said he kind of regretted that he only got a small when he should have got a large. So, for all of our thousands and thousands and millions of listeners, go try the Crafty Mac, chicken bacon ranch mac and cheese. We put a lot of work into that mac and cheese itself, I feel like. So,
yeah,
Darren and I butt heads a lot on that one.
I was just talking to Alex yesterday about we switched cheeses, the cheddar cheese we use, because we use a cheese sauce that we have produced for us. But then we also have shredded cheddar to give it the pull. So we mix that mac to order. Okay. We take the noodles, we retherm them. We take the cheese sauce, put it in. And we also take the cheese. We switched cheese brands to a better quality cheese for the jam. Now we're using it kind of system wide. And the cheese pull on this cheese is crazy that we've almost had to reduce the amount of cheddar cheese we're putting in that bowl. Because the pull is so much that you got to have a knife or scissors to cut it to eat the shit.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Wow.
Maybe I'll go to the Crafty Mac today.
Yeah. We probably should be making some Crafty Mac bowls up and selling them other places.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since they opened
for years. Yeah. We just got to get some more people to, we're working on a lot of different projects, pies, and oh my God, just crazy the amount of stuff we're working on. Different Pop-Tart flavors and lots of moving parts. Got a lot of ideas in my head, and they're just trying to keep up with me.
That checks out.
Have you guys seen anything? I saw a thing on the news yesterday sometime that DoorDash is getting a big investigation into DoorDash that they were using their tips to pay their employees as salary.
You mean using them to pay their drivers or using them to pay office employees?
Well, I don't know. I think it was drivers. But instead of paying them, I just saw that there's some big lawsuit being filed against DoorDash.
Okay, let's see.
With using the tips for salary.
Don't just read the headline, Emma.
Nope. USA Today. The headline is DoorDash to pay millions to Dashers after company pocketed tips.
That's the headline.
Pocketed tips. Okay.
Wow.
$17 million settlement.
Hell, that's just.
For misleading both consumers and delivery workers by using tips intended for its drivers to subsidize their pay.
Interesting, because everybody's going to want that full tip now. If we get the no tax on tips, I mean, I'm going to pay all my employees just tips.
Right.
Yeah.
No salary.
So it says that the online delivery platform headquartered in San Francisco used the wage model between May 2017 and September 2019 to pocket drivers' tips, according to court papers filed in the case. Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. DoorDash misled customers by pocketing tips intended for its drivers, dubbed Dashers, and added the funds to the drivers' base pay instead of providing them the full tips they earned. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, you just never you just never know about things like that, about what kind of, that's the new, and then you try and figure out, okay, let's decipher what really happened there.
And that was back in 19, correct, Emma?
Yeah, between 2017 and 2019.
I'm telling you, people are either getting lazier or what, because in the last 3 weeks, I think, we've for a long time, we've always, at Smokey D's, at the big location, we've always done about $10,000 in DoorDash a week, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Last 3 weeks, that has popped up to 12,500. Right?
Any thought why?
I don't know because my prices
cold
didn't
weather?
go up. My price,
Cold weather?
no,
Because that wouldn't be just all the cold
it
weather.
doesn't. Yeah, so it's just weird. But then again,
Yeah.
this business is weird. I mean, our
Yeah.
winter season is officially over. We are full throttle now with state tournaments
Yeah,
in
it's
town,
March.
Oh, I bet.
and we had the junior wrestling tournament this weekend. Let me just tell you, we've got 400 seats at Smoky D's. Yesterday, we went over 2,000 people through the door.
Wow.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
it's nuts. And I told him, I said, you're going to get your ass pounded. I remember it snuck up on us last year because we always had the wrestling tournament and then a week off. And then you get the girls' state tournament and then the boys' state tournament. And wrestling's always big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Junior AAU wrestling, it was this weekend. It's much bigger. I think
Yeah.
just because families come in to watch their little peewee wrestler,
Kids.
Right.
what
Yeah.
they used to call them peewees, right? And so it was crazy. There was people, we ran last night, we ran 11% labor yesterday all day long.
Wow.
I
Jesus.
had to stop at the restaurant they had a little bit of a mac and cheese problem I had to fix. And it was nuts. I mean, there was people running from the line to restock the line. It was crazy. And then I told them, I'm like, just stock up, make sure you're stocking up. I see we ran out of ribs at 6:30 last night, which probably was not a good thing.
No.
No.
So anyway,
No.
mac and
I got
cheese.
one other thing.
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Not really food related, but marketing related.
Okay.
That I think it's so fucking simple. I'm pissed that I didn't think about it.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Have you guys? I've been getting all these things on Facebook and Instagrams of these deals, these bottles that you squeeze and you pour your liquor in them, and it's a plastic bottle, and you pour it in this side, and then it's got a side on the other side of it. It's got a thing that measures out an ounce or a half ounce and stuff like that. So they're marketing it as a bottle you can pour your liquor in. You don't have to worry about a glass bottle. You pour it in that, and then you can just squeeze it. And it squeezes however much you can squeeze a full ounce, or
so it's like the stay-bill container you get for the when you winterize your engine.
Yes, exactly.
You squeeze it and it fill. No, it is. You squeeze it
Yeah.
and it's got a little shot glass attached to it. You
Yep.
squeeze it and you can see where it fills it up to, and then you dump out of that one.
Yeah, exactly. They're marketing them for alcohol now.
You think you could? But here's the question. I'm not sure by law, can you take bottle out of a liquor? I don't think you can take liquor out of a bottle and put it into something else because
at a bar, but at home.
But right. But
At
it's
home.
right.
Yeah.
But it's illegal to have this much liquor in a bottle and dump it into the next bottle. You can't do that. Totally illegal.
At a restaurant. But I'm saying for home, they're
These are
marketing
at
it.
home.
They're marketing
These are
it
like-
for you to take
they're
on the boat
marketing it
with you,
for
take on
people
a camping and
like-
stuff like that.
Now,
Going to the
measure?
game.
But the question is, here's my thinking. Right, in the restaurant, I'm super concerned about how much I'm pouring. Right, because that's cost. At home, who gives a shit? I bought the bottle myself.
Some people do measure out their alcohol.
You can squeeze it twice, and you can put 2 ounces in if you want. I just think
some people measure
it's something
it so
that's,
like 4 cocktails. Like people, that's like the whole thing nowadays is that people want to be mixologists and like they find making cocktails fun. So like you want to follow recipes still.
just amazes me that those bottles. I mean, we used to use those bottles when we used to back pour cattle. Liquid Ivomec, and I mean, because you'd squeeze up in it, squeeze a bottle and get so much in it, and then you just pour it down their backs while they're in the chutes stuff. But it's something so simple, and now they've got a logo and the label that's stuck on them and stuff. Amazing marketing.
Amazing.
They'll come up with any.
Amazing.
But I'm still thinking that's probably a fad product, not a.
Well, it'd be a nice fad.
If I'm gonna invent something, I want to invent something that's long term.
Yeah. But they'll sell a lot of them for people going camping, boating. I see
the question
boating
is, how do
thing.
you, how do you wash it then? Or are they disposable?
Well, I don't know. But I mean, you could just pour soapy water in it and squeeze it through it.
Shake it, squeeze it.
Yeah, I
Shake it, don't break
I
it.
don't think you'd ever get the thing
Okay.
clean.
Okay.
But if you're putting that-
Why are you such a hater?
Who,
You're
me?
putting alcohol.
Randy, yeah.
I'm not
Randy,
a
I
hater.
think-
I'm just a realist. I mean,
No, because you seem like a hater. Randy, I think it's cool. I understand where you're coming from. That could
Right.
be pretty handy for an everyday person.
Right.
Darren's over here.
Going out
gonna-
to one of your
Yeah.
concerts where you're sitting on a blanket out in the country,
Yeah.
watching a concert. Just draw you off a bourbon and Coke or bourbon and water, or just pour you off.
Randy, it's so funny that you think that anybody would be able to get alcohol into a concert nowadays, but
Randy, so let's create the second one that has the Coke in one side, the Jack in one side, and they both come to a shot glass. You figure out what you want to do, and then you dump it, and it makes your drink inside the bottle.
Well, they have those things
Innovation.
where it sets on top of the bottle of your glass, of your tumbler, and you
Yeah.
put alcohol. I've got one, never really used it, but because after
you know what's really cool?
after you drink one of them, you've got to find your Coke to refill it, or your mix that you want to refill it with, and so I think that's kind of a pain in the ass. So.
You know
Just
what's
my
really
thought.
cool are those like little Keurigs. What are they called? They're bar something, but they're like cocktail Keurigs.
Yeah, I wonder how
Those are
expensive those
sweet.
are.
They're
Wonder how
expensive. I
expensive
looked.
the-
They're like $300 or $400.
I figured they'd be more than that. I figured.
No,
they'd be
I think
more
they're
than
like
that.
I think they're around 300 because I wanted to get one for my parents for Christmas, but that was a little out of the price range
Yeah. So
for a
just
couple
my
of us kids.
observation.
Interesting.
Observation online. You can tell I've been online too much. So
Yeah, you should come to Florida.
I know I should. Now
I
we
should go to
can't.
Florida. Damn it.
Give me a date and see what we can do.
Okay.
All right. Do we have anything
well,
else?
I was gonna say, you guys got anything else?
No, I think that's for that. If anybody sees a quart and a half pan that's metal or cheap or whatever, we got to figure out that out. I don't want to send it out in plastic.
Comment the link. Comment the link below. Okay. Well, if you guys haven't already, follow us on social media at Cue the Mic Pod. Find us on YouTube at Cue the Mic Podcast. Like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And yeah, download episodes, leave reviews. We like to hear from you. And that's all I got. Randy?
Randy?
Boom. Out of here. Done. Finished.
Boom. We're gone.
Gone.
All right,
Adios.
we'll see you guys
See.
next week.
See.